Hello! Hi everybody, welcome to What If. Thank you very much for joining. My first live stream, so really appreciate everybody dialing in. I hope we've got an interesting show for you tonight. We've got some interesting stories, some interesting characters on, and I hope that it's a good night. So, before I introduce my guests, just want to quickly jump to the comments and say hello to everybody that's joined tonight. Geeky Guy Comics, hi Charlie, nice to see you. Thank you very much for dialing in. Shane, Dawn of Comics, again, thank you very much. MJ Comics, unfortunately, can't be here tonight, but again, thank you for the comment, guys. Appreciate that. We've got Scott's Shelf, we've got Andy, Hydra. Let's see who else. James, Dawn of Comics again, and Fuzzy. Nice to see you, Fuzzy. Nice. Thank you very much for joining. Right, guys. So, like I say, bit of a new show for tonight. This is What If, where basically we're going to look at a famous comic book character or a famous property, and we're going to ask some very special guests to reimagine that property and to tell us what their take on the character would be. And tonight we're doing Superman. But there's no show without guests, so let's see who we've got coming in tonight. What if? Comic geeks. Oh!
Comic geeks are on the move, YouTubers are loose. Here they come to play What If, YouTubers are loose. Comic geeks. Comic geeks. Comic geeks. Comic geeks. What if?
As you can see, the production values are through the roof on this show. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So, first of all, just to mention that Ben was hoping to be on the show with us tonight, but for obvious reasons, he can't join us tonight. He will be on a future show, even if I've got to drag him here myself. But he has sent in some videos, so he's still taking part, and we've still got his version of Superman to come. Over the moon to be joined tonight by some YouTube royalty. So we'll start off with the guy who really inspired me back 8 months ago. Jason, do you just want to tell the guys a little bit about yourself and about your channel, please?
Come to me, Superman. I defy you. Just in case you didn't know who I was. Oh my God, I think I've just ripped. Anyway. Every expense spared. My name's Jason. I'm from Jason Parker Comics. And I've got a YouTube channel where I do unboxings, do some live shows, have some comic chats, just a bit of fun and a bit of craziness, really. Normally have Amanda with me, giving me grief. That's my shtick. And that's it, basically.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Jason. And obviously, I've said it before, but you're one of the guys that inspired me to first get into this. So thank you very much for coming on my first live stream.
Really appreciate it. Thank you, buddy. Cheers.
Luke, we'll come to you next.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I'm sure there's not many, I'm Luke from Hydra Collectables, where we let our geek flag fly, and we talk about all sorts of geeky things, from action figures to comic books, just anything really, movies, the full works. So yeah, that's us.
Thanks, Luke. Thanks very much. James T Keegan.
So I'm James. I'm a Sagittarius. I like long walks on the beach.
What's your name and where do you come from? That was a shocking Sarah Brack impression, wasn't it?
So yeah, James T Keegan. I make PlayStation videos, so like reviews and video essays, stuff like that. So kind of a little bit aside from comic books, but it's always been a passion of mine. I've always loved it. Watched all you guys and kind of, I just love talking about them. So I've been happy to guest on a few of these channels.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, James. And obviously, we were all part of one of Ben's shows a little while ago, and I think it flowed really well. So I'm really pleased to have you guys on tonight's show. So thank you for joining. So what's this all about then? So this is What If, where, as I said, we've asked our panel to reimagine a famous property, a famous character, someone that we all know inside and out, and start from scratch and come up with a new version of the character. We're going to split it into a number of rounds, and the guys have all prepared for the rounds. There's going to be a little drawn challenge a little bit later on, and there is going to be a grand prize for the winner that the audience will vote on later on. And the grand prize, which I haven't told you guys yet, have you all heard of a guy called Chris who does comic covers? He does some, what's it called, commissioned artwork, Chris Avery Stewart?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got some artwork from Chris, which he did for us a while ago, and it's absolutely amazing stuff. He's a very, very talented guy.
Oh, nice.
So I've had a bit of a chat with Chris, and what we're going to do is whichever creation the viewers vote on at the end to say is the best creation, Chris is going to do a commissioned comic cover with that character for you. So you'll get your own version of your character through the post.
Oh, I so hope it's mine.
Jason, if you want yours in a bin bag, we can do that as well. Whatever you want, mate.
I'm going to have to come out of this bin bag. I'm sweating. I've been in it for an hour. I didn't realise.
I mean, that's a whole different show, Jason, if you want to stand up and take the bin bag off. I'm not sure we can cope with that, but...
Oh, you're right. We're losing them,
Okay, guys, so obviously the first character we're going to look at is one of the biggest superheroes out there, Superman. So let's just make sure before we start, everybody knows a little bit about Superman. So, first appeared in 1938 in Action Comics. We've got his Top Trumps card. Does anyone still play Top Trumps? Is it just me? Probably just me. But one of the biggest, most powerful characters out there. Very, very powerful. Obviously, you've got flight, heat vision, freeze breath, and of course, he can chuck bits of plastic off his chest. Not sure where that came into the comic books, but it was certainly part of the films a while back.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was like cellophane sort of thing.
Some cellophane at someone, didn't he?
Yeah.
Supporting cast. We've obviously got Lois, Power Girl, Supergirl, Crypto the dog, which is coming out in an animated film, I think, next year, which looks quite interesting. And he's got a whole host of villains there. How many of those can you get? Jason, can you do the top line?
No, is one on the Thinker? No.
The Thinker?
No,
Brainiac.
the green
I
one.
would do better with the top line than I would the others, I think.
Mate,
The bottom two I couldn't. The top two I could.
Is that Darkseid down there?
Yeah, so I think we've got Lex Luthor, we've got Brainiac, Darkseid, Bizarro, Doomsday, Zod. Zod's not looking as hot as you there, Jason.
Clearly, that's why I got confused.
Yeah. I can never pronounce him. Is it Mizzleplix?
Mizzleplitzik, I think.
Mizzleplixit or something?
Like 80% of it.
Mongo, I think.
Can't say that.
Superman Prime, Manchester Black. Haven't got a clue who that next one is. Anybody in the comments know who the next guy is with the blonde hair?
Yeah, no. It's sort of generic looking, the face and stuff. I think it's...
Yeah, not got a clue who that is. We've got Cyborg, Superman, Gog, or Magog, I think. I'm presuming that's a version of Metallo.
Yeah, I think
Nutella. Is that a chocolate?
Yes.
Parasite, and I think that's meant to be Toyman, I think. But he's got a massive array of villains. Some of them are pretty cool, to be fair. Being on the big screen on a number of occasions, obviously. We've got a whole host of Supermen. Got the one that I would have loved to have seen Nicolas Cage's Superman. I mean, that's him actually in the suit when they were doing the Tim Burton version. I think that would have been
Stay tuned for my pitch. Stay tuned for my pitch.
Yes.
Who's your favourite out of that lot, Jason?
Do you know what? I think Christopher Reeve, for me, being a 51-year-old cis male, it was definitely Christopher Reeve. Which, interestingly, the first one is George Reeves. Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No relation.
No.
But Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Tom Welling, to be honest with you. Dean Cain, yeah. I sort of grew up again with he was Superman and Lois, wasn't it? Was that the show? I can't remember what it was now. Was it Superman and Lois?
Clark and Lois.
Lois and Clark, wasn't it?
Lois and Clark, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Brandon Ruth go. Yeah, so for me it would be Christopher.
How about you, Luke?
Yeah, Christopher Reeve. But then I did like the Smallville show. You know, I remember watching that when I was younger, and it was really good fun and did pave the way for a lot of these superhero shows that we now have. So yeah, I think that Tom Welling wasn't too bad.
Were you gutted that you didn't get to see him in the full suit at the end? I mean, you saw a bit of it, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that was always the intention. Like they said from the off that we weren't going to see him be Superman. It was always going to be those early years. So I would love for them to do a one-off movie and show us him actually as Superman, like in the thick of it all those years later. But no, yeah, I kind of accepted it for what it was.
Yeah. James?
So I am a diehard Cavill fan. So instantly has just jumped to him. I think he's been kind of like, especially lately, hard done by with DC. Like, they've just kind of cast him aside, and I don't think he really ever got a proper shot at it. Like, Man of Steel was setting it up, and then Batman vs Superman, Batman took a lot of the shine, and same with Justice League. So I thought it was an incredible interpretation of the character.
Yeah, I think for me, it was Christopher Reeve, but I think growing up, Dean Cain was my Superman, I guess. And I'm looking in the comments here, and there's some interesting comments about Dean Cain. I actually have a signed photo of Dean Cain, Shane, if you're interested. I'm happy to send you that. So, comic storylines. I put a few of my favourites up there. I think Superman has had some incredible stories. First one there on screen is the What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way, where he first meets Manchester Black, which is tremendous. That black cover, The Death of Superman, I don't know if you guys had it, but I had the collected edition with the armband and all that kind of jazz. That didn't make it very popular walking around school, I have to say. I thought everybody would have the armband on, but it was just me. Kingdom Come, and then, of course, the classic Alan Moore comic there, which is, again, one of my favourites. What about you guys? Any favourite Superman storylines? Does anybody like Superman?
No, I hate Superman.
We're probably the worst panel to be.
Why am I here?
That's why we're doing better Superman. That's where.
Yeah. So basically, we're agreed that you all think Superman's shit. Yeah, is that what?
I've leaned into the adaptations, but I don't know if I've ever actually read a Superman comic book. Like I Spider-Man, I'm into, but like I watch the movies and the TV shows and everything. But yeah, I don't think in the comics the character ever grabbed me.
What about in the comments, guys? Have any of you guys got any particular favorite Superman comics, or are we all just agreeing here that Superman's a load of crap? Is that where this show is going?
Do you think, though? I mean, there's so many different superheroes out there, and of course, really, Superman was probably one of the first superheroes, wasn't he? Really, 1938. Yeah. But do you think he's got too many powers? Is he too well endowed?
I'm not sure about being well endowed, but yeah, he certainly he comes across as the unbeatable kind of character, doesn't he? And that limits what you can do. There's a great series, and I think Shane's in the comments who mentioned it. I can't remember what it's called, where he gets brainwashed and takes out everybody. Is it Sacrifice, I think? Has anybody read that? And basically, Wonder Woman kicks his backside at the end. It's a tremendous, tremendous fight. I quite like Superman. I think he's got some good storylines out there. I think he's an older character now, so he's kind of the limit of what they can do fresh with him, probably, which is where you guys come in. So let's kick things off. Well, as I said at the start, we've got tonight split into different rounds, and we'll start off with can I just say the music budget for this show is through the roof. It's tremendous. All free from YouTube. So the pitch. In this section, what we're going to do is you guys are going to start off with your version of Superman. Tell a little bit about them, a little bit about their world, and about the powers they've got, and what really formed their first story. So I think we should start off with Ben, seeing he's not here, and it'll give you guys a little bit of an idea of the kind of stuff we're doing. All right?
Yeah.
So let's go.
Thanks to Zod, it's all going to shit on Krypton. Jor-El and Lara-El proceed to send their baby Kal out into space to save him and their race. Before they can, Zod destroys the facility, which includes Kal in his pod. What Zod doesn't realise is, as the facility explodes, a fail-safe pod is released which contains a Kryptonian experimental gas, allowing someone who comes into contact with it the abilities of a Kryptonian warrior. Laser eyes, strength, flying and shit. So, the pod is earthbound and lands in Kansas, but not in the Kent's residence, but instead it lands in the garden of the Luthors, and directly on top of a wheelchair-bound girl, Lena Luthor. The girl whose father, Lionel, was desperately seeking a cure for her afflictions. The first to discover this horrific occasion is her brother, Lex, and as he approaches her corpse, he inhales the gas and the fumes that are emitted from the explosion. Lex collapses and is awoken inside of his dad's mysterious lab, which is later revealed to be part of the Legionnaires Club, who want to learn about aliens and stuff. Anyway, his dad explains what has happened, and in a fit of rage, Lex emits glowing green beams from his eyes, destroying the lab and his dad in the process. As he emerges from the flames, it's clear he has gained those Kryptonian powers. As time goes on, Lex is consumed and raised on guilt for his dad, vengeance for his sister, and the greed of an adolescent boy whose life got stripped away. By 20, he is a weapon for the US government, but as he goes into his 30s, he privatizes and brands himself and LexCorp, the arms company, with one big gun: himself. This is a arrogant and cold Superman that the world adores out of fear.
That was my idea. He finished that.
I can't top that. Shall we just say that Ben's won?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Incredible. That was incredible.
Very interesting. Brilliantly done, as we would expect from Ben. It's interesting, isn't it, that we've talked a little bit about people's views on Superman, and Ben goes straight to Lex Luthor killing people and killing someone in a wheelchair. It's a little bit dark, but you know, I mean.
Yeah.
So what do we think about that? And please, in the comments, guys, I'm blown away here, ladies and gents. We've got 19 people watching. I can't believe that. So thank you very much for dialing. Surely you've got better things to do on a Friday night than this one.
Really not.
So please put your comments in, what you thought of that. Guys, what do you think? I thought that was tremendous.
That was really well thought out. There was good stuff there.
Yeah.
More thought out than mine.
So what do we think of it? Jason, I'm hoping each of those tabs in that book are a different part of your story.
Yeah.
So Ben's story then is basically a Lex Luthor gone rogue, I guess, with the powers of Superman, kicking off, and well, as he said at the end there, peace at what cost. So I think that's a really interesting take on the character, and very, very, like I say, a bit dark, perhaps.
Yeah.
But
I paid money to see that. See,
well, this is what I'm thinking. I mean, you know, when Superman was first developed, it was all, you know, flag waving and and all that kind of jazz. This feels a bit more gritty, a bit more modern. Dare I say? I would read that.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of like bad Superman. I just lean towards that more, like in Injustice and stuff like that. So like the idea of like Lex, but with Superman's powers, just an incredible idea.
Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swap.
You're right. So basically, you're right, Luke. Ben's just copied Freaky Friday, hasn't he? That's what he's done there. That's a shame, Ben. That's a shame. Never mind.
Game over. Disqualified.
We've got some great comments coming in. Jason, I'm going to make you big because people want to see the full outfit. People are demanding the skin tight. I was going to say PVC, but it's a bin bag, isn't it?
Well, it's not skin, it's fat tight is what it is.
Okay. So here we go, Jason.
Come on, then.
Let's do that, Chet. Look at that. What a physique.
It's a bit sticking up. Hang on. Sorry, guys.
We don't want to see the bit that's sticking up, Jason.
Yeah, I noticed Ted from Hobgoblin said Jason makes a good non. Well, that wasn't my character, but thank you. Because non is like non-speaking. Which I can see where he's getting that from.
Yeah.
But, yeah, thank you. He's meant to be told.
I mean, Ked's really summed up what people are thinking, I think.
I'm thinking the same thing. What the fuck am I doing? The thing, it seemed like a good idea at the time. And basically, all it is, guys, it's a rubbish bag over me, right, a bin bag, with my wife's mascara covering in my beard and my eyebrows and a bit of gel. Put my L back. Do you know what I was doing? I'll tell you what I was going to do originally. I was going to try and be Superman and have one of those kiss kill things, right? And it wouldn't stay down. It wouldn't stay down. So I just swept it all back, shaved, did the old Zod thing. There we are. And I've got a bin bag. And it went a bit too far down. But, oh, God, it's split again. Shit. It's good, guys.
Okay, moving on. So yeah, lots of positive comments about Ben's pitch in the comment section. Comments are buzzing. So thank you very much for that, everybody. So, Luke, shall we come to you next? You're up.
Okay, so for me, Superman has always been more about the movies and the TV shows. And less about comic books. I don't really read Superman comics. Now, my pitch is for a movie or a TV show or something similar, but who knows? They might have made a comic book adaptation of it. So, basically, I'm going to go for Superman, played by Nicolas Cage. However, everyone else in his world where he lives is a Muppet. The film will be a collaboration between both Disney and Warner Brothers, and it will be absolutely chock full of Easter eggs across all owned franchises, from the MCU all the way through to Harry Potter. The cast will include Miss Piggy as Lois Lane, Kermit as Jonathan Kent, and Gonzo as Lex Luthor, as well as many more. Like we can go through that villains list and we can carry on casting away. This is going to be the later years of Superman, with flashbacks to the days of simpler times when crime fighting and saving the world was more simple. The story will explore how heroes have been held accountable for all their actions and sued by people and governments worldwide. That's my pitch.
Do you know what?
Now, when you told us that it was slightly out there, I wasn't expecting Super Muppets as
Imagine Nicolas Cage surrounded by Muppets.
I would watch it. I would definitely watch it. Jason's looking in shock.
I'm still shocked by Gonzo. He's getting in on some action. That's some.
I love the use of Nicolas Cage. I would watch that.
In all honesty, Disney should do something like this themselves. They have the entire MCU and they have the Muppets. They recreate the whole thing with one lead actor, one proper actor, and all the rest of them being Muppets. People would watch that.
Yeah, like a Muppets Avengers thing, or just a
Yeah,
Muppets
like a
Marvel
crossover
thing.
event.
I am surprised that hasn't happened. Yeah, but when Nick punches one of these things, does the puppet just fly away?
Oh, absolutely. It goes. Like, there's just a hand left there.
Oh no!
And if any actor could pull that off, it's Nicolas Cage, isn't it? I mean, that
was my thoughts
Sky
exactly.
yeah, that would be tremendous. I would definitely watch that. We're getting lots of positive comments in the comments. Ben, I think you've got a bit of a run for your money here, like. I think Ben's looked very polished and very good, but you cannot beat Muppets, can you? That was tremendous. Tremendous, Luke. Thank you very much. James, let's go to you next, mate.
Right. So initially, I wanted to do a medieval fantasy version of Superman, but it turned out that this was already a comic book, like a one shot in like the late 90s. So I just had to throw that away. So I thought I'll change the setting and keep some of it. So the idea I landed on is a samurai Superman. Now there has been like fan art and some cosplays and stuff about like a samurai version of Superman, but there's not actually a story or a lore to it. So I showed some examples, I think, of artwork that kind of it was what I was thinking in my head. Yes, like this. Just such a cool, I think, mishmash. So the story is that basically the Krypton, Kal-El, Jor-El, that's kind of all the same. So Kal lands, his ship breaks apart and lands in different areas in feudal Japan. Kal lands in the Kento farm, and he's adopted by Jonasan Kento. So he names him Kuraku Kento, which is just translated from Clark Kent in Japanese. So he grows up, trains to be a blacksmith. He forges from his ship sword and armor, and he wanders Japan, saving people as Kotetsu no Otoko, which is the Man of Steel.
I like that idea.
Thank you, James. So, first we had cripple killing Superman, then we've had Muppets, but we've finally got a bit of sense coming into it, James. We've got a bit of, we're building towards you here, Jason. I'm expecting you're going to come out with something kind of groundbreaking, No. James, I love that. So a samurai version. Say Clark's name again?
Kuraku Kento.
Kuraku Kento. I like that.
I spent like 20 minutes translating names, and every name that came out, I was like, that sounds awesome. Like Kuraku Kento, there's Martha Kent is Masa Kento, Lex Luthor, Rekusu Rusu. These it sounds like something that would be in like the actual name, It doesn't sound like something made up.
So does he have powers, or are the powers in the armor and the sword?
So he's a bit weaker. So the reason that I had the ship breaks apart is that Lex, the version of Lex in this, is a warlord, and he has been collecting pieces of the ship to make armor and weapons for his army. So Superman, this version of Superman is weak to the metal from the ship. That's one of the only things that can happen, which is why he wears armor himself. So his power is, he can jump, but he can't fly because I want to keep him in Japan instead of having him kind of globally going around. Laser vision, ice bats he still has. He's a little bit weak. I would say he's a little bit weak. Like he can be, like 20 guys would be no problem, but if he got hit by a truck, it would do some damage. I know there would be no trucks. It's feudal Japan, but still.
Sounds excellent, James. Sounds really, really good. I'm trying to dart backwards and forwards in the comments here, and not really sure where Frizzy's gone with that one. I'm thinking that might be the Muppets and Nicolas Cage, but I'm not sure of that. I'm not sure.
Can I just say my concept can work for anyone's pitch?
That's very true, James. Your concept could be just in fact, you could just say all of the concepts are yours. Really, you could use all of them, couldn't you?
Have you ever seen Happy Time Murders?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a puppet sex scene in that one.
Yeah.
Scott's doing that as well. Scott's trying to join, not a puppet section. Scott's trying to join the shows together there. Can we get a samurai Lex Luthor that fights Muppets? Like that. So, sounding good. I'm liking all of these so far. Jason, it's kind of building a crescendo to your kind of moment of glory, mate.
It's going to be an anticlimax, guys.
So,
I feel like a bit of a naughty schoolboy when I've not really done my homework. But what I would say is this, right? I've always liked to have seen a horror-related Superman. Now, I know we had that silly film, right? What was it called now? Yes, Brightburn, that's right, yeah. But I would like to have seen, like, Superman as like a vampire or something like that. Just going around... going up to people saying hello and then biting their necks. And I was trying to think as well that he's had lots of powers, hasn't he? Lots of superpowers. And what powers has he not ever had? Has he ever been invisible before? The power of invisibility. I was thinking that would be good. Just sort of bite people's necks and then fuck off and disappear. I don't know. Mate, I'm making this up as I go along. However, I know I said, like, you know, that was my storyboard, but the fact that he's invisible tells you everything on here that you need to know.
Yeah. I like that, Jason.
We worked so hard on this, and you just come in like that. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope I win.
it'll just be a blank cover, Jason. It'll just be
If you spent more time doing your homework than making your costume,
I have no time at all, believe me.
So, to be fair, Jason, there has been a Superman. Oh no, it was Batman, wasn't it? Blood's. What was the Batman? Ruin of Blood or something?
I can't remember the name of it. I remember I've seen the picture.
Yeah, I don't know if they've done a Superman one. You mentioned Brightburn there. Have you seen that film, you guys?
Yeah.
I loved the idea of the concept of it.
Yeah.
But they really dropped the ball on it. I think it was. I'm a big. Does anybody read or did read Invincible?
No.
Superb series. I was kind of hoping that Brightburn would be a subtle way of leading to an Invincible film, and that was the Omni-Man character arriving on Earth as well. And all that. But yeah. So we've got a couple of names for you. The people in the chat, basically, Jason, are doing your homework for you, mate. So we've got Super Drac. We've got Super Sucker. That's a different book altogether, Andy. I've got that one. I've got the video as well. It's tremendous. Super Frankenstein from Ian Carter. I like that.
Was it Kiptobite? Was one of them as well, wasn't it? Look at that Kiptobite.
Where's Kiptobite?
You guy comics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kiptobite. That's a good one.
Kiptobite. I like that. Any of these you want to take, Jason? Any of these?
I'll take them all, mate. I need everything I can get.
Tremendous. Right. Well, thank you very much, gents. Some really interesting ideas there. Very different. I like that. I like we've got some interesting concepts. So, moving on to the next round. Now, I hope you're appreciating that the music's different for every round here. That took me weeks to come out. In fact, I had to pretend I had COVID to get some time off work so I could put that together. I didn't. Don't tell anybody. Okie. So, in this round, we're going to ask you to draw something for us. So, you should have pens and paper at the ready. Now, on a normal show, what we would be doing is asking the audience to pick whether they wanted to see an image of your main character, your first comic book cover, your first movie cover, or movie poster, as it were, or a fight scene or something like that. But because Ben's already sent an image of his main character, that's what we're going to go with. So what I want from you guys is you've got a couple of minutes to draw us your main character. Luke, I'd like to see some Muppets if possible. So...
Hang on, what do you mean my main character now? From Wyatt? From Ben's thing?
So, Jason, from the character you've just finished describing...
You can't just hold up a blank sheet of paper and say...
Right. Okay, I've got to draw my Superman with vampire.
Yeah, but visible. All right?
Oh, all right.
Oh, that would have been a good way around, wouldn't it?
Right, guys, so off you go. And whilst you're doing that, I'm going to go to the comments and just see what we've got. I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes to do that. So we've got lots more people have dropped in as we've been going on. So welcome to Tim. Nice to see you, Tim. We've got Fuzzy, as I mentioned before. Comic Journey, Andy's in. Geeky Guy Comics is in. Tons of people. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Really do appreciate that. Geeky Guy Comics, DC versus Vampires out this week. So Jason, you might be onto something there. Looks tremendous, that series as well. I've ordered a couple of covers from our friends at Not Quite Mint. Looks like it's going to be a really good series, that. I'm looking forward to reading that one. Ben's in the chat. Nice to see you, Ben. Jason clearly read the brief. Very true. Yeah. It's taken part that counts, Jason, isn't it? At least you went to the effort of getting dressed up for it. Or dressed down, whatever. The requesting a song. Don't do live singing, Charlie, I'm afraid. Don't do live singing. What else have we got? Why? Question of the night, really, that, I think, Jace. Why is Jason wearing a bin bag?
Why not?
I think you've thrown people a little bit with that, Jason.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My nipples are chafing too. I don't know what's going on.
Charlie says he's feeling a bit rubbish today. I think he's referring to you, Jason, in terms of Charlie's over with the dad jokes, isn't he? He was firing them off left, right, and centre last night on the Killer Comic Show. So just whilst we've got a couple of minutes, whilst you guys are penciling away there, you've got about another minute. I just want to give a bit of a shout out to a couple of channels that I personally really enjoy watching. I just mentioned one there, the Killer Comic Show. Tremendous show, always a good laugh, always lots of fun. And I don't know about you guys, but I was very much into my Marvel comics for the majority of my collecting career. But that particular show has really got me into indie books, and I'm picking up a lot more stuff that I would never really read. So I recommend watching that show just to try and get some ideas of different books that you might pick up. Currently reading a book called Eat the Rich. I don't know if anybody's read that.
Heard of it.
Absolutely tremendous. Really worth a bit of a read. Other show I just want to give a shout out to is the Nerd Herd. Again, another absolutely superb show, one that I watch regularly, and again has led me to read some books that I wouldn't normally pick up. So always great to see what they're reading on a week-to-week basis, and always interesting to try and pick up some of their stories and their books. Guys, you've got about 10 more seconds.
Pen's running out.
Just pretend that part of them's invisible. It's an invisible muppet.
I can't finish one of the pictures.
Yeah, so well worth watching those shows as well. I also want to give you a big up that Scott's Shelf are doing Comic Airwaves straight after this show. So please go and check them out tonight. Always a fun watch. Love your intros on that all the time. So please do go and watch that one. Right, guys. I'm going to put Ben's image up just whilst you guys are finishing off. So Ben's version of his Superman is this. So obviously
he didn't draw that, did you?
Yeah, I call bullshit.
No, but Ben's assured me that he's drawn that by hand himself. He hasn't. That's his version of Lex Luthor. I'm liking the colour scheme. I like the purples and the greens and the smug look on Lex's face. So I think that looks pretty good. So, already.
No.
Yeah.
Jason's as ready as he's ever going to be, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Jason, I'm going to build the excitement to you, so you're going last, mate. All right?
Okay.
So we'll start off with James. James, I'll make you big, and then if you can, oh, that's me. Shit. If you can talk me through your drone and your character.
Oh, yikes. Okay. So I did clarify when you said that there was a drawing section that I have very little artistic capabilities. That being said, this is not as bad. The design is terrible. I just came up with this on the spot. But proportion-wise, it's not as bad as I was actually expecting. So there's some detail in this thing. So I was going for like a helmish, and that's a mask, and I was gonna go like you can just I didn't know how to do light, like I was gonna have the laser eyes coming out of the bit in the mask, and then I did the S on top of the helmet, but then I said, oh fuck, I have nothing for the chest, so I'll do the S again. And then as I ran out of time, I just gonna half-ass the rest of them.
Yeah.
James, I think that's tremendous. I think that's really good. Looking good. I like that. I like that a lot. Look, you're out of time.
Go on now.
Pen's completely out.
I can't wait.
Okay. So, based on my pitch.
Oh, that's good.
Right, you can draw. That's tremendous.
Oh, I'm impressed.
There we have
that's really
Kermit as Jonathan Kent. And I couldn't get.
It looks like Nick Cage. It looks like him.
Yeah.
I'm liking that.
Yeah.
I take it that's Gonzo on the left, and not a floppy penis.
It was going to be Gonzo, yeah.
Now, Luke, you didn't tell me you could draw. That is superb. I like that.
I do. I mess around. I can't draw.
I thought that was brilliant. Excellent. Well done. And I think this is in relation to yours, James.
I believe it is. Yeah. I guess so. You're God lover, though. That's
Bit worried about Ghost Gonzo. And then love the Nick Cage. Jason, I'm just buying you time here, mate. Are you ready?
There's no time.
I'm not sure how we can prepare ourselves really for what we're about to see, can we?
Listen, guys, prepare to be dazzled, right? Because I know we've seen some real amateur stuff on here so far, right? Get ready for the big guns, mate. Look at that. Look,
that's yeah. Is that you?
No, it's Drac. It's Super Drac.
But it's got has it got a beard?
He's got a red beard. He's been drinking. And then watch what happens. Oh.
Tremendous. Oh, he's back.
He gets about everywhere. So what do you think, guys? Look at that. That's proper.
Jason, I'll tell you what we think. Andy's, 9.8. Superb.
I'll take that.
I mean, Ben's a bit worried about the dentures. I'm not sure if that's on the drawing of yourself, Jason, but
Wow.
Looks like you had a good day, super certain. And again, Andy coming in with the comments that quite often worry. Floppy penis is the Muppet the world deserves.
Absolutely, every time. Nice. I need
exactly, Ben. Exactly. Okay, Ben. That was tremendous. Your artistic talent has floored me completely. I have to say, I'm completely surprised, shocked. I think it's probably the word I would use. But well done, good effort. Thank you very much. Right, we're nearly through. So, last couple of rounds, and we'll move on.
I just love Ben Wood's comment there. He just says, Jesus wept. Now, I don't know if that's at my drawing or me. I don't know. But
I think that's probably just about the show in general, to be honest. Yeah, right. So, in this section, what we're going to do is look at the hook, which is basically from the characters you've described and the stories you've talked about. It's your big story. It's your big killer story. Think your Dark Knight Returns, your I don't know, what's a big Superman story? Is there a big Superman story? Superman, I don't know. Anyway, a big story, right? So we'll start off with Ben's once again.
The planet's resources have all but gone, and the world is in this strange fear-induced peace that is ultimately killing them. And this is all due to the tyranny of Lex. A beacon is secretly sent out by all the nations that have secretly kind of come together and sent out this message to the stars to find help. The call is answered, but by Zod.
I know.
Jason, are you seeing the effort people have gone into for this show?
Do you know what? Yeah, Luke's impressed, to be fair.
Luke's rad. Yeah, he's giving up.
Doesn't want to go first.
No. Do you know what? I feel rather underprepared.
Sorry, guys. One of my kids got up.
Oh, not good.
So Ben's story is basically introducing Zod in a decent looking version of Zod, not a Jason version of Zod, I think. So he's coming to Earth to kick off and to I think battle Super Lex. So very interesting. What do you think of that?
That's really good. I mean, even the background music, it's atmospheric. It drew me in. It really did. I fucking give up.
Andy's very supportive about the draw round. So tremendous hook story there. Super Lex versus Zod. Sounds interesting. So what have you guys got? James, we'll go to you first.
Okay. So Lex, he's been collecting all these shit pieces. He's built his army. So effectively he's seeking, I don't have a specific name for it, but he's seeking like this great power. So he summons what is a demon in Japanese mythology called an Onibaba. And these Onibaba possess his entire army. And Kotetsu no Otoko has to take on the whole army himself. Boom.
Sounds good. I'm very impressed with all of this. With all these pronunciations and things. What did you say the demon was called?
An Onibaba.
Onibaba. I like that. Sounds good. So, James, you're bringing the fire tonight, I think, mind.
Completely. Luke,
what Muppet-based tragedy have we got?
So I'm going all in, guys. I'm going all in. So yeah, like I say, this is probably a film franchise, say like a trilogy. So this is kind of my Star Wars moment, my Luke, I am your father. So the plot twist for this series of films is that everyone within this universe does in fact wear glasses, which is why they don't recognize Clark Kent when he's not wearing them. And the big reveal is going to come when Lex Luthor accidentally breaks his glasses and doesn't recognize himself in the mirror. So he then gets a team of scientists to carefully Photoshop Clark Kent without his glasses. And lo and behold, he realizes that he is Superman. And so basically that's going to be my big cliffhanger, my big shock, followed by the finale of this film franchise, which is basically going to be a rip take of the movie Face Off, where both a Lex Luthor, played by Gonzo, and Superman, played by Nicolas Cage, are going to have their faces switched.
Sweet.
I love that.
So we're going So we're going to have Gonzo's body, but with Nicolas Cage's face.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
I would.
Look, you're on fire here. Oh, Jason.
All right, here we go. I've had a long hard think about this. And what happened, right, is that my super drag, he's basically killed everyone wherever he lives, right? So what he decides to do, he goes to Japan, right? And he meets Johnny Baba. And what happened? He teams up with him. And they both decide that the only way that they can kill everyone else is if they wear glasses, right? So what they do, they all put these glasses on, and they realize, right, that they can't really see them anymore. That's it.
I mean, Jason, that's fresh. I don't think I've heard that kind of a storyline before.
No.
It feels new and exciting.
Plagiarism at all. I don't know what you think now.
I think it sounds stunning, Jason. Absolutely stunning. I would definitely say that. It's got everything, hasn't it?
I really love the Oni Baba part. That's probably my. I think that's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Luke's looking fuming after.
I just can't believe he didn't make the effort.
No effort whatsoever.
Luke, to be fair, he's wearing a bin bag. I think,
Yeah.
Do you know what, guys? I knew I was going to fail abysmally. The only thing that I could do was to wear a bin bag, put my wife's mascara on, and gel my hair back. That's the only thing I could do. Do you know what? This is the first time I've ever dressed up for anything.
That's
you
dressing
ought to
up.
be a little bit more appreciative.
If you were played by a Muppet, you'd be Oscar.
I'm a bit grouchy.
Tremendous. Excellent. Right, gents. So, last bit of the show. Let us just find another music clip. Yeah. Okie dokie, guys. So this is your Jason. That's a very arousing look you've got there. I don't know what's going on there.
Sorry.
This is your opportunity to big up why your story should win, why your version of Superman should win, and you can do that by just talking about how great your idea is. I wouldn't recommend that, Jason. Or you can do it by focusing on other people's stories and telling them why yours is better than theirs.
Right, guys, I'm just going to clear the air right now, okay? I'm not going to bullshitter, right? I haven't thought any of this through whatsoever, right? So, basically, I'm rubbish. I don't even deserve to be here, all right? I'm going to talk about each and every other guest here, right? I have to say, super impressed with Luke's drawing. Right, not so sure about the Muppet idea. Who am I? Who am I to comment? Who am I? Who am I to comment? But
did we see nipple there? I'm not sure if I saw nipple.
I might have done. That might be X-rated. So, Scaramanga, they call me. Love your drawings, Luke. I love the whole mythos, James, with the Japan, the samurai. I love that idea. I'm going to go for Ben, though. I mean, he's put so much effort in, 1,000,000%. He's got music. He's got like sound effects. He's got. Is that artwork really his artwork? Did he do that?
Well, it's Photoshop. I think it's actually his face. But it is Photoshop.
I don't know. Maybe he's certainly made more effort than me. I don't know about you guys. But for me, that's going to be Ben. Sorry.
But Ben's not wearing a bin bag, Jason.
Okay, it's me. I will.
I think you're all you're going to say, Jason. I do like the idea of a super vampire, and I'd be interested in the comments. I don't know if that's been done before. The super vampire. I don't know if anybody on here knows.
I've just smudged my makeup now.
There's probably
So-
like a cosplay somebody did, but
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think
Maybe.
the storyline.
There wasn't any, you know, when they had that deceased range out, there was nothing in there, was there? About, or was that just like zombies and
It's like a
stuff?
zombie, I think. Yeah, zombie thing. Okie dokie. Thank you, Jason. Luke, what have you got?
I think the Muppets are the strongest contender here. Not to mention the fact that this will actually be the first time that both Warner Brothers and Disney, come together as one. That includes the Marvel thing and everything else. This project could open up a lot of doors moving forward. So I think this is a really strong contender. I'm not going to go through the whole situation of bringing other people down or anything like that. I just think this is a strong, independent idea, which equally could spread across many other storylines and plots.
I like it. And I have to say, I like the idea of a Muppet version. And
What I would
love
say
the
as well
people.
with Luke's idea, it's you can carry it over to any other franchise, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It fits in all sorts of.
Now I'd heard, and again, just going off kilter slightly here, I'd heard that they're doing either a remake or a follow-on to Face Off. Nicolas Cage is meant to be in it.
I heard there was going to be a Face Off too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this Muppet one that I'm talking.
Oh, all right. Oh, it's commissioned. Oh, fantastic.
Hollywood Reporter.
Whether or not I win this quiz, I've won. I've signed the checks. Right?
Oh, there we are. Winner. Winner, chicken dinner.
Okie dokie, James. What have you got?
So, I think there is no better way to sign out this. It's samurai. It's going to be bloody. It's gritty. Which I think is something that could make a cool version of Superman. But there is no better way, I think, to sign off on this idea than with a traditional Japanese haiku.
Oh, here
So,
we go.
For truth and justice, welcome the sun's warm embrace.
Hang on. Back up, Jay. Back up. I'm making you big.
I thought
Start
were
again.
about to
Well, you
win
kind of
because it
screwed up
wasn't
my
in
flow there.
Japanese.
But
Start again, mate.
I'll go back. For truth and justice, welcome the sun's warm embrace. A better tomorrow.
Boom.
But that wasn't in Japanese, was it?
No,
I can't
lose
speak
points for
Yeah,
that.
true.
Google
Chat
Translate.
race. Come on.
I will offend somebody and get cancelled if I make even the slightest attempt of speaking. So I'm just
That
gonna.
was tremendous. Did you make that up, James?
Yeah, well, I know it's like it's taking the motto, but I threw the middle part in because the sun gives them the powers and stuff. So
Tremendous. Excellent. So, really enjoyed that, guys. Some really interesting, fresh ideas, some good takes on Superman. I think we can agree that probably all of those would be better than the current Superman run. So, well done for that. I'm just going to say to the comments, I want a name of who you think has won this competition. And don't forget, whoever wins gets a commissioned piece of artwork for their cover. So, please now put name the winner in the comments. And whilst we're doing that, we'll just quickly go around. Jason, if you had to pick a winner that's not yourself, who would you pick?
I think I'd have to go with Ben. I like Ben's idea. I kind of got drawn into it. As a story, and it would be something that I'd be prepared to watch. That's nothing to take from the other guys. I thought they were great ideas as well. Seriously, I did. Mine was shit, but seriously, to be fair, everyone's made a really good effort apart from me.
Luke.
I do like the whole Japanese thing. I think that's a really cool idea. In all honesty, yes, okay, it could be done with Muppets as well, but I do like that darker story. I like that idea.
Excellent. James?
I think Ben obviously went through the most like production wise. I think that what he did was amazing. But like on paper, every idea, I think I would pick the Muppets. I think that's the one I want to see the most. I know I'd be there day one if that if that happens. So, and I'll just see a Nick Cage as Superman as well, even with Muppets, would be fantastic. So I think I'll pick yours.
Okay, we've got votes coming in. I'm just having a look.
All I'd say is this, guys. Come to me, Jor-El. Kneel before Zod. Just thought I'd say that.
Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to count. It's hard to do the comments and watch the screen, isn't it? So let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
Got 3 votes for Ben. 3 for Jason. Sorry, for James.
Oh, I got excited there.
Oh, Luke. It's a draw at the moment between James and Ben. So we need one more vote.
Come on, guys, get voting. Just put anything down. Let's get the show over with.
Oh.
It is so tense. You're right.
Right, I'm going to call it James and Ben. I'll get you to cover each because I think both of them are superb. Right?
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Jason, I'll happily send you a blank cover. All right?
I never win anything. I'm so
sorry about that, Luke. I'd love to have seen your Muppet cover as well.
That's
But, yeah,
all right.
very
I'm not
good.
a sore loser.
Yeah. Right. Thank you very much, everybody. We've had, I think, around about 20 people watching at one point. So thank you. That's really cool for my first attempt. Really enjoyed tonight. Thank you massively to the guys who've taken part. Thank you to everybody in the comments. Really appreciate you dropping in. Please go and have a little bit of a break and then dial in and watch. Dial in, like it's old dial-in connection, you know what I mean? Go back in and watch Scott's channel and watch Comic Airwaves. I think it's either 9 or 9:30. I'm not sure. Scott, if you're still in, anybody knows at 9:30 or 9? Can't remember. Not sure. Anyway, go and check that out, Scott's shelf, sometime tonight. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. We can just give a bit of a wave and say bye and catch you next time. Thank you.